What's up, guys? Welcome back to another recap show of UFC 282 this weekend. Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz for the vacate light heavyweight title. Crazy card.
Crazy card, Priest. We're in a little different area because, as you may know, we filmed 6 episodes in Vegas. So the gear is still packed up, so we're just doing it off our phone real quick. But crazy night of fights. Crazy judging, by the way, Priest. I feel like the judging was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, me personally, I didn't see the main event being a draw necessarily, but yeah, judging is pretty bad. But
yeah, I definitely thought the main event was not a draw. I thought Ankalaev won 3-2 pretty clearly, but I was looking at the scorecards and 2 judges gave Ankalaev 10-8 rounds in the last round. That's just ridiculous. Like, there's no way that was a 10-8 round. He literally took him down and just held him, bro. Like, how's that a 10-8 round?
It doesn't make sense to me. 10-8 rounds, absolutely beating the guy, getting him all cut up, bleeding everywhere, he's not doing anything. And he's just getting demolished. That's a 10-8. 10-8 rounds, not getting on top of someone and just holding him down.
Exactly. That means literally Khabib could have had a 10-8 round every single round that he fought in the UFC by literally just taking someone down and holding him down. Seriously. Yeah, he landed a few punches, but he didn't even do, like, he never put Jan in a serious threat. He never threatened with submissions. He never threatened with punches. The ref never was even close to stopping it, so how could it be a 10-8 round?
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. Also the Patty fight, bro. That was horrible. I'm sorry, Patty lost. Patty lost that fight. I was right there, front and center. Yes. He lost that fight.
I'm not sure. I'd have to rewatch it. I thought on the spot Patty won. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, even being there close, I feel like
I feel like it could have gone both ways. It's just round 1 that determines it. Jared Gordon won all round 3 on every scorecard. Just number 1 is I'm not sure. Number 1's toss up.
Yeah, round 1 is toss up, 2 is Patty, 3 was Gordon, but even if it was just Jared Gordon, he just came out in the 3rd round and was just like not trying to fight. He was just trying to coast like he won the first 2 rounds, which that's my problem. I feel like judging is always going to be an issue in the UFC, but like at the end of the day, like Dana says, just keep the judges out of it, man. Go out there, finish the fight. Seriously. I mean, Patty was hurt. Patty had a broken foot. Like, he wasn't very mobile. He wasn't throwing a lot of kicks. I mean, he threw a few punches, but most of them either Jordan or Jared either rolled with them or he was blocking them. So
I want to see that fight. I want that fight to happen again. I'm gonna rewatch it and see who won. I can easily see how Jared won the round 1, and I can easily see how Patty won round 1. So toss up, but we gotta keep this going. We are gonna be giving you our 3 burn moments of UFC 282. And I'll kick things off with my first burn moment is Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Alex Monrono. Crazy fight. Alex takes this fight on a 5-day notice. 5 days, Phoenix. 5 days.
Dude was literally probably sitting on his couch and Dana's calling him say, hey, fight in 5 days. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude, he looked so good.
He looked good.
Dude, he was whooping Santiago's ass. He dropped him 3 different times. Was looking unbelievable. Dude, Alex is so... like, just looking at him, he doesn't look very athletic. He's just so technically sound, though. That's the amazing part to me. Like, he's so technical. He's always got a high guard. He throws straight punches. He doesn't loop punches, and he's in and out. He's always on his toes. He's always on his toes. He's not the most athletic person in the UFC, but he's damn sure got the best technique.
By far, his footwork is phenomenal. But anyways, Phoenix made me lose my train of thought.
My fault. Santiago.
But in the Santiago fight, round 2, at the end of round 2, actually, he goes back to his corner. Round 3 is about ready to start. And Santiago's coaches are going, Santiago, what are you doing? You're losing this fight by 2 rounds. You need to go out there and knock him out. And that's the burn moment right there. His coach is telling him that he's down 2 rounds. Santiago goes out there and knocks out Alex Monrono. Crazy fight. Alex was just cruising. He's already writing his
obituary.
Yeah, obituary, and then Santiago just comes out there and knocks him out.
I feel like it was almost a lucky burn moment. I mean, because Alex was winning. But that's the thing about UFC is like you could lose at any moment.
Santiago almost clipped him so many times in his first 2 rounds that he's getting close to, and Alex is just.
I get Alex
barely slipping.
Like I remember, I think it was the second time he rocked Ponzinibbio. I get being patient and waiting and waiting and waiting for that time to attack, but at some point, you just got to go in for the kill, man. Like, he would just kind of circle. He would throw maybe a jab, but you got to go in for the kill. You got to be calculated, but you got to go in for the kill, man. I think Alex should have won that fight. It was a shame to see him lose, but that's a pretty good burn moment.
Great. It's so crazy on how good he looked for coming in on 5 days' notice. Give him a ton of credit. Dana actually gave him his win bonus, if you guys didn't know that. And yeah, that was my burn moment, is Santiago's coaches telling him to go knock him out or finish the fight somehow, and he did it.
Yeah, good for him. That's a good burn moment. I'm going to go into my burn moment of UFC 282. I'm going to give it to Billy Quarantino. I almost said Quarantino. But Quarantino, I'm going to go in between the rounds too. It was one of the most interesting burn moments I think I've ever seen in fighting. When he went back to his corner, his coach asked him, what is 7 plus 5? And he said 12. He was like, when's your son's birthday? And he said, July something. I can't remember what he said. But that was my burn moment because as a coach, as a fan, I've never seen a coach go to the corner and ask their fighter a question like that. They're usually like, work behind your jab, throw the 2, throw the 3, circles, like just intangible stuff. But he asked him that because he wanted him thinking in the fight. A lot of times fighters just fight off of instincts and emotion, but he wanted him thinking through that process. And then he came out in the second round after a very hard first round for Billy. He was getting beat up. He got sliced open with the elbow on the ground. Alex Hernandez was just putting it on him. And then Billy came out in the second round and he got the finish, man. So good for Billy. That's actually really good for me. I just feel like him coming to the UFC so young, and they kind of just fed him to the wolves instead of really being patient with him like they're doing with O'Malley, like they might do with Rosa Jr., just being patient, giving him good fights, giving him winnable fights. But good for Billy. He got it done against Alex Hernandez. And my burn moment was when when his coaches asked him a math question in between rounds.
That was kind of funny. I didn't even know that happened until I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw that and I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's something I've never seen before.
I actually saw it in the hotel room. Since me and Priest were there, we were in the hotel just getting ready, and I was kind of watching the fight while getting ready, and in between rounds I heard, what's 7 plus 5? And I was so confused. And then I look, and then obviously Dean Thomas came in at the start of the second round and told everyone what that was for and using the front cortex of his brain. But super interesting burn moment, I think.
I thought it was just to like get his mind from not being distracted.
Mm-hmm. I think they just want him thinking. Because you're fighting off emotion, you're not thinking about, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to set up this feint. It's all blur. If you ask fighters, it's all blur during that fight. So, interesting burn moment, but my burn moment was Billy Quarantino's coaches in between round 1 and 2.
My final burn moment of the night. Gosh, I don't even see any like burn moments in the fight necessarily, but I'm gonna give my burn moment to Dana White, dude. Going backstage in the press conference and saying a fight on the night of a fight, we've never ever seen that happen before. And Dana said, "Yep, Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira, done, January 21st."
Just like that.
Just like that. Even the reporters were so confused. They were like, "What is that? Like what?" And he's like, "Yeah, done deal." That's my burn moment, honestly, just going backstage and getting a fight on a night of a fight. That's pretty cool.
That's unreal because a lot of times like John Morgan's and the Schmo and Brett, they all ask these questions like, what's next? And he's like, I don't make fights on Saturday night. But Saturday night, he made a fight. And it was right off the bat. Like, he kind of asked, John Morgan's asked a question, he kind of asked, he's like, so is it Glover? And he's like, Glover versus Jamal Hill, January 21st. And he's like, is that done? He's like, done. Like, he was pissed about it, so he just made that fight on the spot. And honestly, feel bad for Anthony Smith. On the actual, he was working the desk, and he was sitting up there, and he watched it all happen. And then they cut to him and were like, what are your thoughts? And he had no idea what to say. If you guys don't know, Jamal Hill was supposed to fight Anthony Smith March 4th.
11th.
Anthony Smith, March 11th in Vegas. And Anthony Smith just learned that night that he wasn't fighting Jamal Hill anymore. So it really was made like on the spot. It wasn't like there was kind of talks before the fight, like if this happens, Jamal, you're fighting this guy. If this happens, no. It all happened right there, and I could tell because me and Priest, we were sitting on the second row, and we watched Dana exit, and he was pissed, man. He left like as soon as the 5th round ended in the main event, and so I knew something was going on. He was pissed. He's not giving either of those guys a title shot after their performance.
I almost give Anthony Smith one of either Jan or Ankalaev as an opponent but I was listening to Anik, and he said timing's just going to be difficult for them to fight.
You can't give him Ankalaev because he just lost to him. And, I mean, yeah, you can give him Jan Blachowicz, but Jan Blachowicz lost.
No, it was a draw.
I know, but realistically he lost, I think. I mean, almost everyone thinks he's lost.
I don't think he lost the fight. I mean, people saw it from a standpoint as Ankalaev took him down in round 3 and just held him there. But Jan Blachowicz, watching the fight, he was easily winning the first 2.5 minutes into round 3, and then Ankalaev finishes with him on top with 2 minutes. That's not really a big scoring difference.
Yeah, but nothing really happened in round 3 until the takedown. So that's the issue.
Yeah, Jan Blachowicz was winning the whole.
Yeah, but he didn't really. He didn't land any big punches. I'm just more pissed that he didn't even throw leg kicks, bro. He had both of his legs hurt badly. He didn't throw any leg kicks back to that calf after he buckled him both times. Ankalaev came out southpaw. Right leg was destroyed. He went orthodox. Left calf was destroyed, and he just abandoned it and just coasted the last 3 rounds and lost the shot at the belt. So I don't know. It was an interesting card to say the least. One of the interesting cards I've ever been to. Man, I wish January was in Las Vegas though.
I'm a big Jamal Hill guy, so I wish that fight was here. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that will do it for our recap show of UFC 282 this past weekend. Crazy card. You had a vacate light heavyweight title on the line. Ended up not being retained or obtained, I guess, by someone else. So that's going to be on the line January 21st. Like Dana said, added to the Rio de Janeiro card. But that'll do it. Always be sure to check out my foundation at priestjamesfoundation.org. Again, priestjamesfoundation.org to understand why this is called the Burn Factory. And we'll see you guys for UFC 283 prediction show.
Peace.